Alright guys, so TOP just released last Friday. Today was my first tournament I played in with the new set. Just picked up a deck, put it together and played with it. And I chose to play the Trio de Danger, Bergamo. So essentially the Wolves. So essentially what this leader does is when it attacks their leader and their leader only, you draw a card. Then when you awaken, you retap 2 of your energies, flip to the other side. If you have Lavender and Basil in your battle area, your opponent's leader cannot attack this card, and then when he swings, you draw a card. So let's get with the deck. We played 4 of the Universe 9 Striker Roselle. What this card does is when you summon him, you look at the top 3, pick a Universe 9. For most part, most of the deck is Universe 9, except for only maybe 4 cards. Well, 8 cards, because there's only 8 extra cards in the deck. So this card's really good, because you can go search out for this card. Played 4 Universe 9 Supreme Kai Row. This card does, you summon him, you look at the top 2 cards. If it's Universe 9, you put them in your energy rested. So essentially, this is the ramp up system of the deck. It's pretty busted. During the tournament, I was at 3 energy. By my turn, by 2 turns later, I was probably at I was at 7 energy. Well, no, I was actually at 8. And the Wolves really need that, because if you can spam out Wolves, you're pretty much going to win the game at that point. For the Wolf lineup, we played 4 Lavender. What this card does, if you have another Trio de Danger on the field and he swings, you get to pop a level 4 lower battle card on the field. So he's pretty good for a 2-drop. Then we played 4 Basil. What this card does is if you have another Trio de Danger on the field, he has dual attack, and he gains 1k for each of your energy on the field. So when I had 8 energy, this guy was hitting for 23 dual attack. So he's pretty good. And then we played 4 of the Trio de Danger Bergamo. This card, pretty busted, because if you have 2 on the field, and say they're both in rest mode on your opponent's turn, they can't swing at anything else. The only card that can swing is their leader to either this, but if you have Basil and Lavender, they can't swing at the leader. So this card's good. Also, if you have Lavender and Basil on the field, they all gain barrier. And then if your opponent swings at this card, you get a 5k boost. So say if you protect it and they attack it again, he'll gain another 5k. So in 2 attacks, he'll be at 30k. This card's the most busted card in the deck. So these guys, great synergy together. I played 4 of this guy, the Brothers of Terror Bergamo. Honestly, this card did not come in clutch at all in any of my games today. I might just put this guy down to 2, or maybe just cut him entirely. He does have a good effect where if you do have Lavender and Basil, your opponent can't put any more energy on the field. But most decks out there are Super Saiyan 3, and by the time you get this out, they're already at their max level. So this might be a side card for other decks that ramp up, but these might get switched out for other things. So we'll see. So that's it for the Wolves. Then we played 4 of the Universe 9 Striker Comfrey. What he does is he lets you summon a Universe 9 equal to or less than to your energy level. So essentially, if you're like at 8, you summon this guy, you can summon this guy for free, anything that's under 8. So this guy is pretty busted, because you can summon him for 3, maybe do this guy too. That's a combo. And then like if you try to get like the 5-drop, for instance, and you're at 5 energy, you can just summon him for 3. So it's a pretty busted card in this deck. I ended up playing 3 of these guys. If you have a Universe 9 card, he's just a free block summon. So essentially you can summon the 1-drop, summon this guy for free. So this guy, he's pretty good. So if you have the whole combo on the field and your opponent can attack with their leader card, you can just block the leader attack, and that's it. They can't attack with anything else. So this card came in really clutch today. We played 3 of these guys. The Iron Skin Battle Chapel. This card's your self-awakening system. This card actually pretty much swung the momentum in one of my games today. I was playing against an opponent's UI deck, I negated his UI attack, and then my next turn I summoned this guy. I was at 5 life, took one, got to awaken, and also put the UI back into the bottom of his deck. So this card has double strike also, and this is pretty good, especially since he's a Universe 9 card. So definitely play this. I'm playing one of this. In the tournament, I wasn't playing this, but we did some tests after, and I might cut the Bergamos down, these, and max this out to 4, most likely, because this is a crit hitter, and your opponent can't block it. So that's pretty good for the deck. In its place, I was playing that field card, but I felt like the field card wasn't that really worth it at the long run. Essentially, all you need is just the trios on the field, and you should be fine from there. The effect negating is pretty good, but I just didn't want it in the deck because I really wanted to hit Universe 9 cards off my Supreme Kai effect. Then we ran 4 of the super combos. This card is really amazing, especially since you can use it at 5 life instead of 4. That's what makes this card really busted. Yeah, I really like this one for the Universe 9. This was my secret tech for the day. I played 1 Beer's General Demolition. Essentially, when you ramp up in this deck, you get to 7 pretty fast. So, summon this guy, manage their hand, swing. If they can't get rid of it, you got rid of their whole field, and he has triple strike. So, I might bump this up to 2. I might look for a way to do that. But yeah, this card came in clutch against that UI deck. It's pretty good. Played 2 Foos. I needed some black cards in the deck, and I thought this one would be the best. Because essentially, this deck doesn't really draw. It does at the Awaken side, but if you play against a Super Saiyan 3 deck, you're not going to go swing at the leader most of the time. So, essentially for like endgame, I top deck this. I would have a ton of energy, and I can have a follow-up play. So for 1, and then I had 7 energy. If I draw 2 more wolves, just summon them. So this card was pretty good today. Won me probably 2 of my games. I played 4 of this negate, the Shining Blaster. This card is pretty good. You activate it, you negate their attack, and then you can choose a level 4 or lower from their field, and then just return it back to their hand. So essentially, if the maidens, there's a maiden deck out there, if they swing at you with the big girl, just send back one of the other cards, and I don't think the big girl gets the effect. But if I'm wrong, please let me know, people. That's the way I'm reading it.
Yeah, because essentially you will counter, then autos will go off, and by the time that auto will go off, all 3 of them are not on the field. Yeah.
And then the last card, the 4 Senzu Beans, you want to retap to do more plays and extend it, and sometimes protect your wolves. So yeah, that's pretty much the deck. I had fun with it. Might tweak it. We had a friend on the team. He was playing a Soul Striker variant, and it seemed pretty aggressive. I don't know if I'm going to lean towards a Soul Striker, but this deck is pretty fun. If you want to take it to your locals to have fun, this is a good deck for that. For the competitive scene, I mean, if someone can do it better, then play it by all means, but it's pretty fun. Well, thank you guys for watching. Appreciate it.